Hey, lovelies. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I hope you guys are doing well. Happy Thursday. Please hit that like button as you guys come in. Please hit that like button as you guys come in. So, today we have lots of Potomac drama to talk about. So I'm going to be talking about Kiana being, well, exposed for bankruptcy. So I'll talk about that. Ashley also discusses her not having a storyline, because that's what the people have been saying for a long time. Also, there's some updates about Karen's interview, post-prison interview with Andy, which I want to talk about. Also, Candice had lots to say. So I'm hoping that we can talk about all of that within the limited time. I like to keep these lives a little bit shorter when it comes to Potomac. So I'm hoping that we can talk about everything quite quickly, but really get to the bottom of it. All I ask is please hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit that subscribe button if you have not subscribed. I do commentary on reality TV shows and celebrity news, so please support if you're interested in that type of content. Now, let us start. Let us start with some positives. Okay. So let me share my screen, honey. Let me share my screen. Okay. That has a nice ring to it. Let me share my screen, honey. Let me share my screen. Okay. Yeah, I definitely woke up feeling so good this morning. I guess that's what happens when you sleep for like over 10 hours, honey. I had so good of a sleep, and I think that definitely changed everything. Now, back to this, because you guys did not come to hear about me. So, Karen post prison interview. So the whole Karen interview, look at how many people tuned in. Potomac has not had this numbers since the season aired. So the fact that Karen came and look at how many viewers showed up, you all showed up and showed out for Karen. I'm sure the producers and the powers that be know that bringing Karen back is the best way to go. Now, did I watch the whole thing? No, I didn't watch it. I was not one of the 0.763 million viewers. I was not. However, I did watch some clips on the internet. And from the clips, it was given the impression that Karen wasn't really taking that much accountability. It felt a little bit like she was constantly contradicting herself. I don't think she fully accepted and owned the problem that she really has with alcohol. Now, that was the vibe I got. But for those of you who watched the whole thing, because as I said, I watched clips. If you guys watched the full thing, let me know what your takeaways were. Did you feel like Karen took full accountability? Let me know in the chat. Do you think that she kind of skated around it and did not really own being an alcoholic, being a recovering alcoholic at all? Let me know in the chat, please. Someone says, I love Karen, but I was a little disappointed in the episode. Absolutely. A high season high in a season you were never on. Take a bow, Grandam. We need her back, but get rid of Gizelle and Ashley. Okay, the hater said no one cared. What a trip, yo. To be honest, I knew the people was going to watch it. I just knew that I did not care to watch it because I knew it was going to be some BS. I knew that she was not going to be taking no accountability for nothing. Now, that's not to say I don't want her back on the show. I think that her being back on the show is good for the show. And so, yes, I'm glad that she brought the ratings and she's going to be back on the show. But one thing I hope is that she can also, in the background, be dealing with her issues with alcohol. Okay, on that note, let's move on to something a little different, honey. Let's talk about the Ashley Derby no storyline having lady. Okay. Um, so let's refresh.
We'll watch somebody for a number of seasons and years and then say, we feel like they don't have much of a storyline. For people who are saying to you, we didn't really get that much from Ashley, what do you have to say to that? And do you think we'd see more from you next season?
Okay, and I think this is a very important question because every time we post Ashley on this channel, the people be in the comments tearing her up, talking about how they need her to go. She doesn't have a storyline. She's skated through all these seasons. She's brought nothing to the show. So that has been talked about a whole lot. And so I feel like I'm glad this person is asking a direct question because I think sometimes people don't really ask that kind of questions and people like to skate around things. So I love the fact that the interviewer was like, yeah, let's ask about the storyline. She also asked in a way that was very classy. It wasn't rude or anything. It was very, very classy. Now let's see what Ashley says.
I have given, you have given a lot, blood, sweat, and tears to this show. Do you hear me? And you know, it's a gripe that I had because I actually did film quite a bit, and I don't know where it went.
Ooh, okay. You best be careful. Talking so much about production, you best be careful because they do not like when people openly expose them. So don't be surprised if they decide to kick you off. They do not like that. So tread with caution, Ashley.
But that's, you know, that's for me to deal with the powers that be. And yeah, I mean, it's different. My life looks very different. Okay. It's a little more peaceful.
Oh, now that is something she said that I feel like I agree with. A lot of these shows, yeah, when your life becomes so peaceful and less chaotic, you are most likely going to get less camera time because they want to focus on chaos because they feel like chaos is what will bring the people back. Now, let's be clear. The people like chaos, but the people also like some balanced storylines. And so I wish that maybe whatever it is that she said she has going on, maybe they had showed that. Although I question what could she have really had going on outside of maybe what is going on with her mom, her hanging out with her kids. So yeah, I'm not really convinced that it would have been something that would have interested us very much.
Good for you. Yeah, and there are different challenges now that I'm taking on. So, for people to say that I don't have a story, I don't really care if that's what you feel. I'm sorry to hear that you have that feeling, you know, but I'm living, I'm loving, and I'm thriving.
Okay. Now that had a nice ring to it, I'm not gonna lie.
Nice plug. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Like you may not like Ashley, but you know, the way she kind of said that kind of ate a little bit. But Ashley, I think we still feel like you ain't got no storyline. We still feel like you don't bring that much to the show. I personally don't have the issues that a lot of the people have with Ashley. I know a lot of people cannot stand the lady. Like, I don't care either way. I don't think I'm that invested in Potomac to really care whether or not she stays on the show or not. I think the people that I'm just a little bit more like Kiana really annoyed me this season. Kiana and Angel, I would say those two really annoyed me this season that I'm just like, if they don't come back, I would not be bothered. But actually I don't really care, to be honest. I don't think she did anything to me that I found that annoying. But I also understand that cumulatively is how people are looking at Ashley. People are looking at all of the years that she has been on the show to come up to them being tired and not really caring or wanting her to be there. All right, let's move on to Kiana. Kiana. So bankruptcy papers surfaced, honey. And look, I feel like the people that brought this out are allegedly Stacey's people, as in Stacey's fans, because they probably didn't like how Kiana and the rest of the girls were kind of insinuating that Stacey was a brokey. So I will not be surprised if, let me pull my banner up. I would not be surprised if the Stacey fans were like, yeah, let's expose this lady. She thinks we don't know she had a bankruptcy, so let's bring that up. Anyways, the papers resurfaced. And if you look at the dates, it looks like it was filed in 2023. We're in 2026 now, so things have really moved on. And let's go. So it says in an exclusive statement to the Neighborhood Talk, the Real Housewives of Potomac star addressed the resurfaced court documents head on, making it clear she has nothing to hide. I'm aware that a personal financial moment from 2023 is being framed as gossip, and I want to address it clearly because transparency matters to me more than pretending life is always polished. Oh, now I would say that is a read because I feel like some of the people on Potomac, they love to present as being polished and everything is all good when in reality it is not. And so I do appreciate her. Sorry, love. Oh, sorry, guys. I do appreciate her coming out and being honest. I do appreciate her basically addressing it. But here's the thing, what could she have said? The papers already came out. The people know what the truth is. So it makes more sense for her to come in front of it and just be honest because everybody already saw the paperwork, right? So that's what I would say. I don't really think she had any choice anyway. So I'm not going to give her so much so much props for coming out to speak on it because the truth is if she had decided to keep quiet, the people would have still ate her up about it because the people have all the receipts. It's a different thing if the receipts aren't there and then people ask her like a direct question and then she decides to be honest. But y'all let me know what you think in the chat. So it says Stewart confirmed the filing and pushed back on the stigma often attached to bankruptcy, especially for women in business. Let's be clear, bankruptcy is not a character flaw, she explained. Ooh, it's a legal tool that many entrepreneurs use when they take real risk, build real businesses, and sometimes have to rebuild. That is a part of business. That is a part of life. Now, I definitely do agree with her. I think bankruptcy is one of the things where think about it. Hasn't 50 Cent even filed bankruptcy before? Like, that doesn't necessarily mean that. Oops, sorry, guys. I decided to move and I almost like knocked my whole laptop setup over. Okay, 1 second, guys. Okay, sorry, guys, I'm back. So I feel like bankruptcy is definitely something that people use when they may have a lot of debts and then they might just be like, you know what? Let me just file bankruptcy. Too many debts. Too many debts, can't afford it. Let me just file what I need to file. And so I definitely agree with her that it's a tool a lot of entrepreneurs use. Think about a lot of actual celebrities, not even Real Housewives celebrities, but actual celebrities who have filed bankruptcy before. I don't think there is any shame in that. It is what it is. This was also 3 years ago. And so things may have changed since then. She also noted the filing came before her current success, adding that I'm the first Black woman to own a medical spa of its kind in Baltimore. That didn't happen by playing it safe. Oh, you better clock it. The documents, which listed Stewart's monthly income at $2,000, were initially shared by a blogger, Vanessa of Realty Recap. But Stewart says the bigger picture is growth and resilience. Real success comes with real setbacks, real lessons, and real resilience. She is not wrong. I'm a real housewife because I live a real life, one that includes ambition, risk, rebuilding, and winning again. And I'm still standing, I'm still building, and that's the story worth telling. Okay, that has a little nice ring to it. I definitely think it is what it is. Like a lot of more people can relate to her filing bankruptcy than some people like to think. I think it's a little bit interesting that they decided to bring up her monthly income at $2,000. They definitely knew what they were doing by putting that little bit of information in there, in my opinion. Let's see what the people are saying. People need to understand that filing bankruptcy does not mean that you were broke. Sometimes the setback is the setup for the comeback. Bravo for her keeping it 100 in a world of $2 excuses. A president has filed several times, not even a read, honestly. Well, the problem is her attitude this season. She came in with the energy that does not support bankruptcy. It's better to be humble just in case real life crashes you or crashes up to you. Now, here's the thing. I hear what this person is saying, but what is the energy that supports a bankruptcy filing? Imagine you filed bankruptcy 3 years ago. So does he want her to like cover her head in shame and look down every time she walks into the room? Like, I don't really know. I struggle to accept that particular point because I'm just like, now that's not to say she didn't have attitude problems this season. Yes, she did, and you all know how I feel about it. I don't feel like she brings much to the show, absolutely, but she came with the energy that does not support a bankruptcy filing. That is such a strong statement to say. But I'm going to let you guys decide in the chat. Do you think Kiana came into the season with an energy that does not support a bankruptcy filing? And what kind of energy would you have expected from someone who has filed bankruptcy in the past? Does that mean that every year she should cover her head in shame or act a certain way because she has in the past filed for bankruptcy? Do you guys have that same expectation of these celebrities who have filed for bankruptcy? Do you guys tell 50 Cent, for instance, to cover his head in shame or be humble? Or is this something that is being said because she is a woman and you don't like the way that she has come across? 50 Cent be in his petty and ain't nobody saying nothing about it and say, oh, her problem with everything that's happened to her, she should come in with an energy that supports that. I don't know. I feel like it's more nuanced than that. And I think we run the risk of trying to mold her into what we want because we feel like, oh, she's filed for bankruptcy, so she needs to act a certain way forever. I don't know. I really, really struggle with that personally. So but let me know what you guys think in the comment section or in the chat. Um, let me see what the people are saying. I liked her when she first came on, but then she tries to carry the show, leave the drama leading to Gizelle and Ashley. Absolutely. Instead of focus on Stacey all season, this is what she should have been talking about. Yeah, I hear it, but that was 3 years ago. She's in a completely different space in her life. If she wasn't in a completely different space in her life, then I can understand her really bringing it up and talking about it. But 3 years before, you filed for bankruptcy and now you're winning. Of course, you necessarily may not feel like that's something you need to talk about because you're now in a different space. So I don't know, man. I just think people sometimes, just because you don't like someone does not necessarily mean that they have to then completely change or be something that they are not. If this is who Kiana is and we don't like that, that's fine. We can get her off the show or tell her to, or hopefully, expect that the people, powers that be, decide to remove her off the show. But I think that's sort of, she did not come with the energy of someone who has filed bankruptcy is, I don't know, that one is wild to me. Because when I think about 50 Cent, right, who filed bankruptcy in what, I think 2015, I don't see nobody saying that he needs to calm down, basically. Excuse me. I don't think anybody saying he needs to calm down and constantly reminding him of his bankruptcy. So I don't know. But you guys let me know what you think. You guys may completely disagree with me, and that is okay. Put your comments in the chat respectfully. Now, let us move on to the Candice of it all. I personally, you'll know that in recent times when I talk about Candice, I tend to have a little bit more of a strong view towards Candice and how she acts. I just feel like Candice is insufferable. Like, she is just so annoying. She doesn't know when to quit it. She like drags things on that don't need to be dragged on. Nobody is saying be friends with Gizelle, Ashley, or the people, but constantly calling them the two girls of Broccoli or Brokery is completely out of order. I just think like it's unnecessary, right? And you see the lady in the middle really trying to like stop that from happening and like reference the ladies' names, but she kept calling them like brokery, right? And insinuating that they are broke. Now, let's be clear. Gizelle may dress like she does not have it, but she definitely has it, right? Maybe she's saving the money instead. She's saving the money she could be wearing, putting to her fashions and saving it towards other investments. Who knows, right? But I never heard that Gizelle is broke. Let's just put that out there. I think that just because she does not flaunt her money like a lot of the other people doesn't necessarily mean that she does not have the money. And I think it's a bit ridiculous for Candice to constantly say that. Say what you want, say, I don't like those ladies, blah, blah, blah. But constantly referring to them as broke, yeah, girl, I do not know about that. But I'm going to let you all decide. Let me play the clip for you guys and we'll talk about it.
Their podcast, they had mentioned me in reference to traders and just could not bring themselves to mention my fabulous, beautiful name that my mother gave me.
But here's the thing, Candice. Let's not act like you don't have beef with them. If they mention your name, would you then say, oh, these people need to keep my name out of their mouths, right? So who knows? Maybe that's why they just decided, you know what, we're not going to mention her name. And I don't blame them.
And for whatever reason,
you were mentioned because you are fabulous on the show.
Well, thank you. Yes. So they brought me up. What was the reference? They brought me up in reference to, no, it wasn't even traders. They brought me up in reference to Ultimate Girls Trip. There were rumors swirling that I had gotten into a verbal melee with the girls of Brokery and allegedly Ashley.
Gizelle and Robin, let's call them. I'm not going to say that.
Exactly. That lady is like, because the thing is, it's not even that deep. They didn't mention your name. So now you're calling them the girls of Brokery. This is what I mean about how I feel like when it comes to Candice. Candice just takes everything too far. Even things that are so minimal, that are not that deep, will be taken straight to hell. And it's like, it's not necessary. They didn't mention your name. You decide like, oh, I'm not going to mention their name or say something. Why do you have to call them the girls of Brokery?
No, the girls of Brokery, that is who they are. And
you're Candice, and they're Gizelle and Robin. Go ahead.
And it's like, girl, please, you're calling them the girls of Brokery with your hair looking like that. It's like, please.
I'm Candice. They are Brokery Nation.
Gizelle and Robin. Go ahead.
They are Brokiana 1 and Brokiana 2.
Okay.
And Lord forgive me. And so yeah, those were the rumors. Those are the rumors. And they wanted to clear up allegedly that there was no argument between myself and them, which
I hope not.
Robin did actually say Candice's name, which is progress. Robin denied the rumor.
Yes.
And Gizelle, I think she just said I didn't see her, which I doubt Candice saw her either, even though we all saw them in a picture together. They did not see each other. But
you know, when the picture was
Robin
taken,
actually
exactly. So it's just like, it ain't that deep, honey.
she made progress by saying her name.
Am I the only one that thinks it's not that deep? Like, Candice, you are doing too much. Like, it really is not that deep. You need to take a chill pill. You need to relax. You're doing too much. Your slip is showing.
Yes.
They were on that end. I don't know what's happening outside my purview. Like, I'm not looking, beyond the river bend where darkness lies. I don't look over there. So I didn't see what was happening.
Look at that lady in the middle. She's just fed up. She's just like, it's not even that deep. It is not even that deep.
Over yonder.
Do you know what? I'm one of those people who feel like the punishment should fit the crime, right? I feel like they didn't mention your name. It was not that deep. And then the punishment seems to be way too excessive, that now you look like the one that is so pressed about these people. But you guys may disagree with me, but that's how I personally feel. I don't see what you guys see in Candice. I find her so exhausting. Like, it's too much. The negativity is too much.
It was just in the photo. I was just happy to be in the room. Me and my wig. Shout out to Bob the drag queen and his team who helped me put my wig and sash together for the event. I was just there to enjoy and be enjoyed and be around people who wanted to enjoy me. So I wasn't even looking at them. So when people are like, "Oh, the picture and me, it's hope and da 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 da," I mean, maybe maybe on God.
I have hope that there's healing there too.
Exactly. Everybody but you, babes. Everybody's hoping that there's some healing, that you don't moved on, but you clearly do not want to move on. Even the lady is like, I'd hope there was healing too. Even your co-host said the same thing.
I have hope that there's healing there too.
Exactly. It's like everybody but you, Candice. Give it a break. Give it a rest, sister.
Maybe Karen can tag in. You know what? I think maybe at least one of them with Jesus and some Karen and Tom, maybe.
Exactly. So it's just like everybody wants a little bit of hope and thing that everybody's back and cool, and it's not so negative, but it's like, girl, the negativity is constantly oozing out of you. Sorry, not sorry. Anyway, let's see what the people are saying. We're referencing Gizelle being broke for what? LOL, not true. Gizelle has a home in an affluent neighborhood where her dilapidated property was $100,000 just to buy like 6 years ago. So imagine how much it costs now. That's a great investment. Plus, she has an investment home that she owns. Okay, clock it. Both Candice, Gizelle, and Robin come from upper middle class households, but only one is still relying on mama's money. Ooh, and a oop. And she is debt free, bought it in cash. Oh, so Gizelle bought it in cash. All right, Gizelle, come through with the receipts. The people are like, they may not like Gizelle, but they will not appreciate you calling that lady broke. She may look like she's broke, but she ain't broke. Okay. They literally didn't say anything bad when they spoke on the rumors. What the hell? This is what I mean, right? They did not say anything bad, but Candice, as always, will take it straight to hell. And this is why I just feel like her responses never fit the crime. It's just she takes it way too far. She's very childish. Exactly. Robin and Gizelle backgrounds are similar to Candice's. They are college educated and from well-to-do parents. Okay. She said there was no so they said there was no problem. Exactly. This is the thing. This is what I mean, that she is so insufferable. And I don't even think she realizes that how she does too much. So they said there was no problem and you proceed to call them broke. Okay, that makes sense. Not. If they said her name, then it would have been people saying they should keep her name out of her mouth. No winning. Exactly what I said. Exactly what I said. I agree. One thing Candice gonna do is stay true to herself. If she don't mess with you, you gonna always know. Okay. Let us see. Girl is so sad. I can't with her. I've watched this I don't know how many times. Gizelle has money, babe, and so does Ashley. Let's not cry. You all can ace on Candice's access to generational wealth. Oh, please. Yeah. And I'm just like, yeah, so there is a mixture, but majority of the people seem to be on Gizelle and Gizelle's side because they don't appreciate you calling Gizelle broke. So yeah. But let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that Candice was well within her rights to call them two girls of brokery and continue to insist on calling them that? Let me know in the chat, everybody. Also, are you, in this case, are you team Gizelle? Or are you team Candice on this one? You all know I'm definitely not team Candice on this one because there's no way they did not call you names and you're out here just spurring negativity. It's just too much. But anyways, let me know what you all think. Give this a like, give this a subscribe. Let me rephrase. Please hit that like button. And please hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already, and tap that bell button right next to it so you know every single time that I post or go live. And yeah, let me know what you guys think about all the stories that I covered on Real Housewives of Potomac in the chat, please. Thank you, everybody, and I'll talk to you guys